tragic death awakens a past that should have stayed buried. A blood feud rises from the shadows, hungry once more. And it all begins 20 years ago. Halil Ibrahim Karasu is the only son of a loving family, but his world breaks too early. He loses his mother at a very young age. Not long after, another tragedy strikes without warning. A man appears out of nowhere and fires at his father. The sound of the gun echoes as his father falls, right before his eyes. In that moment, everything changes. The young boy is left alone, crushed by grief, holding on to memories that fade too fast. After the burial, he must leave the house he once called home. His uncle explains that it is their custom. The house must be left behind, sold, and the money given away to end the blood feud that has taken everything from him. His father's death is not an accident. It is part of a long and bitter conflict between families. With no choice, Halil leaves his past behind. He walks away from his home, his childhood, and the friends he grew up with. Carrying nothing but pain and quiet anger, he goes to Istanbul to live with his uncle, stepping into a new life that feels cold and unfamiliar. 20 years pass, and Halil returns to the town he once left behind. The place is filled with memories of his parents, and he comes back to feel close to them again. He finds his old friends, the same faces that once shared his childhood. And then he sees her, Yasemin, the woman who has always lived in his heart. They have kept in touch for years, holding on to each other through distance. But for the last 5 years, she hears nothing from him. No message, no sign, and it makes her upset. Still, when they finally meet again, the silence between them slowly melts away, and their love begins to rise once more, though they have kept it a secret to her parents. But not everything is as peaceful as it seems. There is another man who has been watching Yasemin from the shadows. Tarık Leto. He is the nephew of the man who killed Halil's late father. Tarık is known for his temper and his pride. He comes from a powerful family, and he believes he can have anything he desires. But Yasemin is different. She turns him down every time, standing firm no matter how hard he tries. Her rejection burns his pride, feeds his anger, and instead of letting go, he becomes even more determined. It is not love, it is obsession. Yasemin becomes a prize in his eyes, something he must win to prove his power. To him, making her his wife means victory. It means showing her that no one can refuse him. All the while, Halil remains unaware of the danger slowly forming around him. His friends keep the truth from him, afraid that if he learns about Tarık, the buried blood feud between their families might come back to life. At the same time, Zeynep Leto returns home from New York. She is the only daughter of Rizvan Leto, one of the most powerful men in town, from his first and legal wife, Nadime. Zeynep has an older brother, Fikret, and a younger brother, Tuncay. She arrives with joy and pride, but her life is far from free. She is already promised to Levent, a man chosen by her father. Levent is Tarık's cousin, a loud and proud man who hides his true nature behind his bold and confident ways. He is sly, selfish, and tied to dark dealings that no one dares to speak of. Zeynep does not love him, not even a little. But in her world, love doesn't matter. Her father has decided, and his word is law. Even her dear brother cannot protect her from this fate. No one dares to stand against Rizvan. Tarık, on the other hand, is Zeynep's half-brother. He is her father's son from his second and common-law wife, Asiye. The two wives don't live under the same roof, as there is no peace between them. Rizvan shows clear favor to Nadime and her children, leaving Tarık, his siblings, and his mother in the shadows. Tarık doesn't have his father's approval to marry Yasemin. Rizvan refuses to accept a country girl from a poor family into their powerful bloodline. When Zeynep returns, she promises Tarık that she will speak to their father and try to help him get the approval. Tarık lights up with hope. For a moment, he is calm, almost soft. But everything changes with a single question. Zeynep asks him if Yasemin loves him too. The air turns heavy. Tarık's face darkens, and his temper rises in an instant. He answers with cold certainty that it does not matter. Love means nothing. What matters is that he marries her. Zeynep is shaken by his words. She boldly tells him he cannot marry a girl who doesn't love him. And this only fuels Tarık's anger even more. While Zeynep is back in town, she hears the news that Halil Ibrahim has returned as well. A soft smile forms on her lips as she gushes at how he was her very first love back then. She shares a story to her brother Fikret that Halil was once her classmate in elementary school. Then a question suddenly crosses her mind. She wonders why Halil stopped coming to school in 4th grade and why he suddenly vanished without a trace. Fikret then tells her the painful story everyone in town knows. Halil's father was shot right in front of him by Javat, Levent's uncle. The tragedy happened because of a blood feud between the two families, and soon after, Halil was forced to leave town. Only now, after all these years, has he finally returned. Zeynep grows even more curious and quietly wonders what kind of man Halil has become. But Fikret quickly warns her to forget her childhood feelings and stay away from anything connected to him. Still, Zeynep pays no mind. Without wasting any time, she goes to the coffee shop where Halil and his closest friends, who were also her classmates before, often gather. Even though she belongs to the family connected to the man who killed Halil's father, she doesn't care about what people might say as she warmly greets the gentleman. To them, Zeynep is nothing like the other Letos. She is different, kind, gentle, and always considerate of others. Their meeting is simple and brief, just a warm hello, a few smiles, and a quiet joy at seeing each other again after so many years. And then everything begins to spiral. Tarık grows desperate. He goes to his mother and begs her to help him win his father's approval. Seeing her son lose control, she finally gathers the courage to speak. For his sake, she stands before Rizvan and firmly asks him to allow the marriage. Rizvan grows tired of the chaos. To put an end to Tarık's madness, he finally gives in. Without delay, he calls Yasemin's parents to formally ask for her hand. Yasemin's father is overjoyed. The thought of his daughter marrying into such a powerful and wealthy family blinds him. Without even asking her, he quickly agrees. Fear grips Yasemin. With no one on her side, she runs to Halil and tells him everything. Together, in quiet desperation, they make a plan. They will run away. They will get married on their own terms. And then, the time comes. The Leto family arrives at Yasemin's house to make everything official. But before anyone can notice, Yasemin slips away, her heart racing, as Halil waits for her. When her absence is discovered, everything erupts. Tarık loses control. His anger explodes, wild and unstoppable. Zeynep sits still there, embarrassed for Tarık's actions. But she seems relieved as she cannot accept a love that is forced. But Rizvan feels something far worse than anger. He feels shame. In his eyes, his family has been humiliated. And then the truth hits even harder. Yasemin has run away with Halil Ibrahim. The pride of the Leto family shatters. Rizvan can no longer tolerate it. He orders his men to find them no matter what. His voice turns cold as he gives the command to kill Halil Ibrahim, knowing that Tariq will not spare Yasemin either. Zeynep's heart somehow sinks a little as she realizes the truth. Halil's heart already belongs to another. But even then, knowing her own family, she cannot stop herself from worrying. For Halil and Yasemin's safety. Halil Ibrahim and Yasemin hold a quiet wedding, witnessed only by their closest friends and a priest who has always cared for them. It is simple but filled with love. After that, they stay hidden in a house in a quiet village, hoping to finally find peace. But peace does not last. The Leto family gets a hint of their possible location and prepares to move. Before they can strike, Zeynep has already sent a letter to Halil through his friend Temel. She warns them that they have been found and urges them to leave at once. She asks Halil to meet her in secret, promising to help them escape to a safer place. By the time Rizvan's men arrive, led by Fikret, the house is already empty. Halil and Yasemin are gone. Temel faces them alone, calm and unfazed, playing innocent. Fikret is left frustrated, suspecting they have been outplayed. Tariq, however, grows more dangerous with every passing moment. He begins to hunt down Halil's people one by one. First, he kills the priest with his own hands after he refuses to give information about Halil and Yasemin. Then he waits outside Temel's house. As soon as Temel left, he storms into his house, cornering Idanur, Temel's wife, and demands answers. When she refuses to speak, he turns cruel, forcing himself on her and leaving her broken. Meanwhile, Zeynep quietly slips out of her house and goes straight to the place where she plans to meet Halil. She waits by the bridge, her heart filled with worry. Soon, Halil appears in the distance, walking toward her. Relief washes over her face. But in that moment, Yasemin is left alone, believing she is finally safe. She hears footsteps. When she takes a closer look, Tariq comes approaching with his men. Yasemin quickly runs away, calling out for Halil with all her strength. Tariq comes after her. Halil hears her cry and rushes back to her, leaving Zeynep confused. Tariq is close behind, relentless. And then he catches Yasemin. She struggles, trying to break free, but he overpowers her, his hand tightening around her neck as he chokes her. She grabs a stone and hits his head with it, dropping him off to the side. And then the chase continues. Gunfire breaks the silence as Halil faces Tariq's men. Halil fights through them, shooting them down with precision one by one, while Yasemin runs for her life. Tariq catches Yasemin again, pushing her to the ground. In his rage, he slams her head against a rock again and again until her body goes still. Tariq suddenly stops. For a brief moment, he looks lost, as if he's stunned at what he has done. Then Halil finally finds them. Before Tariq can even pull the trigger, Halil shoots both of his legs, forcing him to the ground. He rushes to Yasemin, his head shaking as he sees her lying still, not breathing. With no mercy left, he turns to Tariq and ends his life, slashing his throat with his knife. Halil falls beside Yasemin, calling her name, begging her to wake up. But she doesn't answer. Yasemin is gone, leaving Halil terribly heartbroken. Yasemin's parents are shattered as they mourn the loss of their only daughter. A life they once controlled is now gone forever, and nothing they say or do can bring her back. Halil painfully buries the love of his life beside his late parents. Meanwhile, in the Leto household, the news arrives like a storm. Tarık is found dead, along with all of his men. His mother breaks down in grief, holding on to the memory of her son as if she can still reach him. Rizvan, for the first time, shows something he rarely allows himself to feel. Regret, not just for losing his son, but for the way it all ends so brutally. What shocks them even more is the way it happened. His men were taken down with precision, skill, and control. No chaos, no mistakes, just silence after each shot. That is when it begins to sink in. They may have underestimated Halil Ibrahim. For the first time, they start questioning who he really is, where he came from, and what kind of man he has become after all these years of pain and war. With Tarık gone, Rizvan's grief turns into something darker. Determination. The old blood feud, once buried and forgotten, rises and comes back to life. And this time, there is no hesitation. He orders his men to find Halil Ibrahim and kill him on sight. As soon as Edanur hears the news that Yasemin is dead, she is completely shocked. Her body goes cold as the words sink in. Temel tells her that everyone is trying to understand how Tarık was able to find Halil and Yasemin in the first place. He suspects someone must have given away their location. Edanur trembles, trapped in fear. She thinks about what she may have caused, but she cannot bring herself to speak. Not after what Tarık did to her. The memory alone silences her completely. Outside their close circle, only Zeynep knew where Halil and Yasemin were hiding. Because of this, suspicion slowly falls on her. Still, with Edanur refusing to speak, Zeynep becomes the one blamed. But Zeynep herself is in shock when she hears about Tarık's death and even more shaken by Yasemin's fate. Fikret, on the other hand, is furious when he learns that Zeynep went to meet Halil in secret. His anger explodes, and he orders her to stay quiet and stay away from everything if she doesn't want to be dragged deeper into the mess. Zeynep is left silent and shaken. Deep inside, guilt begins to grow. She cannot stop thinking that her actions may have somehow exposed Halil and Yasemin, leading to the tragedy that destroyed so many lives. Halil Ibrahim leaves his home and goes into hiding. He spends the night at the house of Osman, his friend, trying to stay out of sight. But before the sun even rises, armed men surround the place. There is no warning, no time to think. Halil and Osman quietly prepares to engage. Gunfire breaks out. Halil and Osman fight back, taking down the attackers one by one with sharp precision. The silence returns, but only for a moment. Knowing the sound of gunfire may have already exposed them, they quickly leave the house before more men arrive. They find refuge deep in a forest, inside a hidden cave where they can finally rest their guard down. Meanwhile, during Tarık's funeral, Rizvan quietly gives a brutal order. His men attack the coffee shop where Halil's people often gather. Those who refuse to attend the funeral are targeted as a warning. One of Halil's closest people is injured, and another loses his life. After that, two of Halil's closest friends, Temel and Turan, join them in the forest. It is there that Halil receives the tragic news about the attack. Another loss, another name added to his growing grief. The message is clear. The Leto family will continue until Halil surrenders himself to the police. Seeing his people suffer, Halil makes his decision. He will turn himself in. He sends the message to them through their people who has been tailing them. But Levent has other plans. His goal is simple. Halil Ibrahim must not reach it alive. He gathers his men and sets up an ambush near the bridge leading to the police station. As Halil's truck passes along the bridge, another truck blocks its way. There's only Temel inside the vehicle. And then, Levent's men surround the truck. Gunfire erupts. Levent's men open fire, trying to take Halil down. But in a sudden turn, Halil appears, hanging from a zip line above the bridge. He slides through the chaos, firing back with deadly precision. One by one, Levent's men fall. Halil's allies arrive to provide backup, and the battlefield turns into full chaos. Without hesitation, Halil shoots the last attacker alive. Levent's ambush fails completely, and his men lie defeated. Levent receives the bad news. Everything is slipping out of his control. Rizvan is clearly displeased at Levent's reckless actions that keep dragging the family into deeper trouble. At this point, Halil can no longer stay still. He starts questioning everything, especially Zeynep. He needs to know if she truly betrayed them. Without warning, he sneaks into Zeynep's room, covers her mouth with his hand, and pins her against the window. She is stunned as she comes face to face with him. He confronts her directly. Zeynep, shaken but steady, swears she did not betray him. Halil remains doubtful. His voice is cold as he tells her he is going to make her family pay for everything. Zeynep begs him to stop. She tells him there are innocent children in the house. She asks him not to let them suffer the same trauma he once went through, watching his father die right in front of him. But Halil walks away, heading toward his targets. Then he sees them, the children. Something inside him hesitates and he stops. The rage fades for a moment, replaced by memory and pain. He turns back and returns to Zeynep's room. Zeynep looks at him with relief and gratitude. She apologizes for what his family has done, carrying the guilt of everything that has been taken from him and Yasemin. She tells him again that she did not betray him, and she wants to prove it. Then she risks everything. As the police comes for a surprise visit in the Leto mansion, Zeynep helps Halil escape, turning against her own family to save him. Zeynep turns her family's summer house into a safe refuge for Halil. With him, she finally opens up about her life, about being forced into a marriage she never wanted, all because of her father's hunger for power and control. Slowly, something begins to change between them. A quiet bond grows, unspoken but real. In the middle of pain and loss, they start to find comfort in each other. Halil becomes the only person she truly trusts. Zeynep becomes more determined than ever to stand against her family. She finally decides she will no longer stay tied to Levent. Things get worse when she catches him cheating on her. Without hesitation, she crashes his secret little party and confronts him right in front of his guests. Zeynep deliberately pushes him to expose his true nature, knowing he would eventually show his violence and give her a reason to break free. As expected, Levent hits her in anger. In response, she takes her ring off and breaks the engagement. But what follows shocks her even more. Her own father refuses to cancel the engagement. He coldly insists that she will marry the man he chooses. With tears in her eyes, Zeynep cannot believe her father's response to what Levent just did to her. Her brother, Fikret, feels the same way, but even he is powerless against their father's decision. However, without anyone knowing, Zeynep forms a secret alliance with Halil. She reveals something dangerous. Yavuz, her ex-fiancé and a distant relative, is hiding illegal weapons. The moment Halil hears this, his attention sharpens. Weapons like these can change everything in his fight against his enemies. Zeynep intends to stir tension between Yavuz and Levent. She once had been engaged to Yavuz, whom she was against with, because the man was involved in illegal dealings. But Levent stepped in back then, using his influence to break that engagement. Since then, she feels bound to Levent and is forced to painfully accept marrying him instead. Now, she is carefully playing a dangerous game. Halil sees what she is doing. He warns her that she is walking into something that could easily backfire and put her in danger. But Zeynep trusts him. She believes he will not betray her and that everything will remain a secret. Zeynep points him exactly to where the hidden stash is kept. To avoid suspicion, she even visits Yavuz. On the surface, it looks like a casual visit, almost playful. She even acts warm toward him, knowing he still holds feelings for her. Yavuz falls into it easily. When Levent finds out that Zeynep is with Yavuz, he rushes there to pick her up. Tension rises the moment Levent and Yavuz are in the same place again. The two men cannot stand each other. Meanwhile, Halil and his friends position themselves near the target location and strike at the right moment. They move in silently. The guards are taken down quickly, and they break in without resistance. They secure what they came for, the hidden weapons. Halil doesn't take everything. He keeps only what is useful and orders the rest to be handed over to the police. The news spreads fast. Yavuz is furious and shot his men assigned to guard that night. Only a small circle inside Rizvan's world knew about the weapons, which makes the betrayal feel close and personal. Yavuz and his father confront Rizvan directly, but he denies any involvement. He makes it clear he had nothing to do with the leak. Suspicion immediately turns toward Levent. Yavuz accuses him without hesitation. Levent is caught off guard, stunned by the accusation, and the already bitter hatred between them grows even worse. With Zeynep meeting Yavuz again and quietly going back and forth to the summer house on her own, Levent begins to suspect that she is hiding something from him. Driven by doubt, he shows up at the summer house without warning. Zeynep is caught off guard. She runs to meet him, telling him to leave. But Levent ignores her and forces his way inside. As he looks around, he notices something that sets him off. She is cooking for more than one person. His anger rises instantly. He loses control and grabs her, demanding to know who she has been meeting in secret. His grip tightens as he starts getting rough with her. Zeynep breaks free and runs upstairs, locking herself inside a room. Her body trembles in fear as she locks the door. Levent follows her, his voice turning darker as he orders her to open the door. When she refuses, he starts slamming against it, again and again, trying to break it down. At that same time, Shota, Zeynep's loyal bodyguard, arrives outside. Levent's men step in his way, warning him to leave and not get involved. Shota stays calm and nods, as if he agrees, and then moves the car back. Then in an instant, he drives straight at them. Chaos breaks out as he crashes into them and takes them all at once, leaving them helpless. Inside the house, the door finally gives in. Levent bursts into the room. Zeynep does not hesitate. She strikes him on the head and runs, rushing to escape. But before she can make it out, Levent catches up to her and drags her back. He pushes her toward the stairs, and the impact hits her hard. Then Shota arrives just in time, hitting him at an instant. When he sees Zeynep hurt, something inside him snaps. Without holding back, Shota beats Levent down, repeatedly kicking him, blow after blow, until even Zeynep, still shaken, begs him to stop. The news spreads quickly, and Zeynep's family is outraged by what Levent has done, especially Fikret, who cannot hide his anger. Rizvan is clearly displeased as well, but instead of ending the engagement, he only demands that Levent apologize. Nothing more. That decision breaks Zeynep's heart. She swears that she will never marry Levent. Fikret feels the same pain, but neither of them can change their father's mind. Then things take an even darker turn. Rizvan decides to move the wedding sooner. He wants it done immediately, leaving Zeynep with almost no time left. Fikret can no longer bear it. The brother who loves her deeply secretly gives her a bag filled with money and begs her to leave. He asks her to go back to America, to disappear without a trace, and never return. Zeynep breaks down in tears with him, feeling the weight of his love and the pain in his voice. But when she lifts her head, there is something stronger in her eyes. She refuses. She tells him she will face whatever is waiting for her. What Fikret doesn't know is that Zeynep has already made her move. She has already agreed with Halil Ibrahim, and what she asks of him is not a plea. It is a plan. She boldly tells Halil Ibrahim to kidnap her in front of everyone on the day of her wedding. Halil is stunned by her bold plan, but Zeynep doesn't back down. She stands firm, fearless, ready to risk everything. Seeing her determination, Halil finally agrees. But he has one condition. Javat, the man who killed his father, must be present at the wedding. In exchange for saving her, Halil vows to take his revenge and end the man who took his father's life. Zeynep accepts the deal without hesitation. Now the question remains, can she bring Javat out of hiding? And when the wedding day arrives, will Halil Ibrahim make it in time? This is a story of a man who has lost everything, a man who rises from pain and sets out to avenge those he loves, standing against those who use their power to destroy others. And it's also a story of a woman who longs for freedom, a woman who refuses to be used as a tool to build power and influence that only brings suffering to the helpless. She turns her back on her own family, a family willing to trade her future for their gain. But in the middle of it all, she finds something unexpected. She finds a home in him. Together, they walk a path filled with danger and sacrifice, fighting for a justice that no one else dares to seek. But the past is not easy to escape. Blood ties and betrayals begin to close in, threatening everything they are building and putting their love to the ultimate test. Boundless Love is a top-rated Turkish series filled with intense action, a gripping story, and a deep connection between Halil Ibrahim and Zeynep Leto that keeps every moment alive. For more Turkish series like this, subscribe now. To watch the full series, check the description.